there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my May and June book haul. I have a decent amount of books to show you and I got them from a bunch of different places in a variety of different genres, so it's definitely a hodgepodge of a book haul, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the two books that I got sent by publishers. The first book I'm going to be showing you is an ARC and it is Traitor by Amanda Mccrina, and this is a YA historical fiction. This story takes place in the year 1944 in Poland after the liberation of the city Lvov from Germany. However, the city is in shambles and it remains a battleground between insurgents and resistance fighters. The story follows a boy named Tola. He's 17 years old and he ends up joining the Soviet Red Army just so that he can have food in his belly and a place to be safe. When an accident happens and his commanding officer is killed, Tola flees and is rescued by resistance fighters. Tola does not trust these freedom fighters and he definitely doesn't trust their leader, Solovey. But when an accident happens and both boys are forced to flee together, they must decide if they can work together, if they are allies or enemies. I don't read a ton of YA historical fiction, but this one just sounded really interesting to me and definitely different than normal historical fiction, and I'm very excited to get to it, and Traitor comes out in August of 2020. The next book I received from a book publisher is The Jane Austen Society by Natalie Jenner. This is an adult historical fiction and it follows a whole different bunch of people who come together to restore Jane Austen's house after the events of World War II. The thing that drew me to this was that we have, like I said, a whole bunch of different people. We have a lawyer, we have a Hollywood star, we have a farmer who all share this love of Jane Austen and literature and come together for a common purpose. But this book delves into the different lives of all these people and the traumas and hardships that they faced during World War II and how they are coping with that. So I feel like there's going to be just a bunch of interesting themes and a bunch of interesting plot lines in this story, and I just feel like there's going to be some really heartwarming moments in addition to a bunch of Jane Austen references, so I'm very excited to get to it. The next three books I'm going to be showing you I got at Second and Charles, which is the used bookstore that I frequent where I live. And the first book I got was To Green Angel Tower Part 2 by Tad Williams. This is the third book or part of the third book in his Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy, which is an older fantasy series. And when I did my video, I think it was at the end of 2019 or early 2020, I talked about all of the series that I own but haven't read. This was on there. And I didn't realize that the third book in the series was separated into two parts, and someone commented telling me that, and I also realized when I was filming. So I've been on the hunt for part 2 for several months and I finally found it, and it was only like $2, so I picked it up. And I really don't know much about this series. I've only read one other Tad Williams book and I'm very excited to get into it because I think it's very classic high fantasy, so I'm glad to finally have the completed series. The next two books I got are a duology, and we have Even the Darkest Stars and the sequel, All the Wandering Light. And this duology is written by Heather Fawcett, and it is a YA fantasy series. And what was kind of cool is when I opened this up, there's a signed nameplate in this book, so I thought that was kind of nifty. In this story, we follow a girl named Kasmin, and she wants to become the Emperor's explorer. That is the one thing in life that she wants to do, and she is training to be an explorer. And what the Emperor's explorers do is they map the wintry mountains around her kingdom. One day, a very eccentric and mysterious but very famous explorer comes to her village and beseeches the Emperor to allow him to hire her for his expedition. His expedition includes searching for a very rare and magical talisman for the Emperor. So Kasmin is whisked away with this famous explorer to find this talisman, and along the way she experiences a lot of dangers, paranormal activity, as well as natural disasters, and she learns some secrets about the empire in which she resides. This series I have heard of, but I haven't heard a lot of reviews on. So when I saw it at the bookstore, I recognized it and I knew it was about a girl who wanted to be an explorer, and it just sounds like something that I've never seen in fantasy before, especially YA fantasy. So I thought I would go ahead and pick it up and give it a try. So I am very excited to delve into this duology. The last two books I got from thriftbooks.com, and if any of you guys are members of Thrift Books, you know that they do have a rewards program. So with every purchase you get points, and when you earn a certain amount of points you can order a free book up to $5. So I did go ahead and use my reward coupon on this order. But the first book I ordered was new, and that was Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I really want to own all of Brandon Sanderson's books within his Cosmere and read them, so I thought that I would go ahead and get Warbreaker because it is one that I do not have. In the country of Haladrin, people are ruled by the God King, and they worship and honor and offer things to the God King. One of those things is called breath, and breath is the life force of humanity. It is responsible for youthfulness in humans. One day, a royal princess of an exiled family finds out that she is betrothed to this God King. She goes to the capital of Haladrin and finds out that things within the court and her country are not exactly how they appear. Warbreaker is not nearly as long as I thought it was going to be compared to some of Sanderson's other works, so it is a book that I think I can finish and get to very quickly. The book that I ended up ordering with my coupon is Kisses from Katie by Katie Davis. This is a nonfiction book, and this is basically a memoir. And we follow Katie, and during Katie's senior year of high school, she visited Uganda on a mission trip, and she was so moved by the people of Uganda that she basically forsook all of her plans after high school and moved to Uganda. And she ended up opening an orphanage and helping to establish several schools there. And I think currently she's adopted 13 Ugandan children, and she's just there helping those in need and spreading the gospel. And it's a very powerful and poignant story, I've heard. And I like this edition because it does have pictures in here of the children that Katie has helped and some of the things that she has done. So I think that this will really add to understanding why Katie decided to do something that in our culture just seems absurd and crazy, and to follow her heart and follow God's will and decide to spread the good news. So this is a book that I also am very excited to get to. All right, you guys, so that is it for my May and June book haul. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so by hitting that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new content. I post new videos every Sunday, and sometimes I post bonus videos in the middle of the week, and I will see you soon with another one. Goodbye.